Good afternoon. It's a beautiful day to launch some rockets. Welcome to the University of Toledo's 2022 Spring Commencement. Our processional will be led by the Grand Marshal, the University President, members of the University Board of Trustees, the University Administrators. We will begin our ceremony with the presentation of the flag of the United States. This will be led by the University of Toledo's Army ROTC Color Guard and the Pershing Rifles Troop. The presentation of the flag will be followed by the processional. Please rise.
Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate the class of 2022. We are thankful to have so many excited graduates, proud parents, family members, and friends, and dedicated faculty and staff who have joined us here today and who are tuning in virtually to make this a celebration to remember for our graduates. Today marks a milestone, one that our graduates, their families, and our faculty have long awaited. It is a day to celebrate a personal achievement, the reward of much studying, and the many opportunities that a college degree brings. On behalf of the University of Toledo, I want to thank our graduates for choosing U-Toledo to help prepare you for success, whether that be in the next step of your career or continuing your studies toward an advanced degree. We are honored to share this celebration with you and your loved ones today. We are very proud of your successes to date, and we look forward to your future accomplishments. At this time, I would ask all to please stand again and join me to open our ceremonies with the national anthem. Members of the University of Toledo's Army ROTC Color Guard and Pershing Rifles Troop will present the colors. Please be seated. Congratulations, class of 2022. You have persevered through the challenges of the pandemic these past 2 years to achieve your goal of earning a college degree. Today we celebrate you and your successful academic journey. Achieving this milestone is not easy, even under normal circumstances. Your accomplishments, both individually and collectively, inspire hope in all of us. I want to thank the university's dedicated faculty, advisors, staff, and mentors who have played an important role in supporting the student achievements we celebrate today. Your unwavering dedication to our students, how you share your wisdom, your real-world experience, and your ongoing pursuit of innovative research and creative endeavor are critical components to ensuring that the University of Toledo students reach their full potential. For that reason, I would like to ask that all of the faculty and staff members who are with us today to please rise now to be recognized. I would next ask that all alumni marshals please stand to be recognized. Thank you all. Next, I would ask that anyone in our audience today, family members, friends, and other guests who are University of Toledo alumni, please rise to be recognized. We are so pleased that you have returned to your alma mater to join us for this celebration today. Thank you for being supportive members of Rocket Nation. We are proud today to welcome the newest alumni of U-Toledo to the group. It is now my privilege to recognize several distinguished individuals who have joined us to celebrate this occasion. I would like to begin with those members of our Board of Trustees who are present. I will ask each of them to arise as I call their name. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mr. Al Baker, Chairman of the University of Toledo Board of Trustees. Mr. Stephen Ciucci, Vice Chair. Mr. Brent Bishop. Mr. Patrick Kenny. Mr. Rupesh Bodapati, and Ms. Anjali Fadka. Please join with me in welcoming these trustees. I would also like to recognize the provost, vice presidents, deans, and other key university leaders. In the interest of time, I will ask all to stand together. Please rise to be recognized. Additionally, it is my privilege today to extend a special welcome to the Neff family and to Judith Herb, who are here with us today. The transformational generosity they have provided in support of the university, naming two of our colleges, the John B. and Lillian E. Neff College of Business and Innovation and the Judith Herb College of Education, has created exciting opportunities for many of our students graduating today and will continue to benefit current and prospective students for years to come. Will Lisa Rive Neff, Stephen Neff, members of the Neff family, and Judith Herb all please rise to be recognized. Today we are excited to welcome back to campus a recent U-Toledo graduate who will speak to the class of 2022. An inspirational wildlife researcher and educator, Randy Thomas, will tell you that a love for sharks was first developed when he was a child. You may remember watching him last year on Discovery's Shark Week series called Shark Academy. He was the top competitor on the program, securing a crew spot on shark scientist Dr. Riley Elliott's next great shark diving expedition. Randy's passion for animals and endangered species has taken him around the world working with government, private, and nonprofit organizations committed to wildlife research, education, and conservation. Following his 2019 graduation from the University of Toledo with a bachelor's degree in environmental sciences, Randy joined the Bimini Biological Field Station Shark Lab in the Bahamas as a research volunteer. You'll currently find him in the desert as a wildlife technician for the U.S. Geological Survey in Southern California, where he studies the endangered Mojave Desert tortoise and the surrounding habitat. We could not be prouder of his early career achievements. I know that you will be inspired by his enthusiasm, the way he embraces every opportunity, and convinces you that you will never fail if you believe in yourself. Please join me in welcoming Randy Thomas.
Randy, he needs to get a little bit closer.
Randy's doing a great job here. He's on the bottom. His body language is impeccable, so calm and collected. Excellent dive, Randy. Randy's nailed it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon, Rockets. Yeah. So, before we get started, I want all the graduates to give yourself another hand for, doing your thing, And then I want to give another one to all the friends, family, and the supporters out here as well. Now, I like to get started with a short poem just so I can, center myself, get the pace of everything. And it is by 100 Waters, and it's called Show Me Love. Don't let me show cruelty, though I may make mistakes. Don't let me show ugliness, though I know I can hate. And don't let me show evil, though it might be all I take. Show me love, show me love, show me love. Don't let me think weakly, though I know that I can break. Keep me away from apathy while I am still awake. And don't let me think too long of the one I'm bound to face. Show me love, show me love, show me love. And honestly, I feel like I could talk for days to you all. I know a lot of you all that's out there. And in my 24 years of life, I've been nothing but blessed to have this opportunity to be great and to serve you all in my community. My friends, my family, mom, dad, siblings, love you so much. And also, glory be to God for just allowing me to be up here today and talk to you guys. Secondly, I want to thank Dr. Anthony Quinn, may he rest in paradise, for bringing me to the university and planting a seed for seeing my potential for his legacy lives on. I also like to thank Dr. Sammy Spann for being a bridge builder and lighting the way, exposing me to life outside of my comfort zone. Valerie Walston and Res Life for allowing me to be a vessel to impact on UT's campus. Tia Tucker, Julia Radwanski for providing a safe space to sharpen my craft and be myself. Damon Pryor for granting me my first job and helping me provide for myself, my family, and friends in college while also being a helping hand. Dr. Janine Refsnyder-Strebe, Dr. Henry Strebe, Dr. Todd Krill, Dr. John Brossenbrook, Dr. Von Sigler, Sarah Yacklin, and Angelica Johnson, as well as Kate Abouassi for believing in me and allowing me to be myself and explore my passions through a world we all share enthusiastically. And also, I would like to thank President, Provost, and everyone here for allowing me to be here today. Again, glory be to God, rude to the bros and the members of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you. And before I get started, I have a little separate piece that it was just on my heart. I feel as if we all have to love each other out there. I was thinking about it before I came down to do this 1 o'clock, and I feel like we forget that it takes a village sometimes, and by no means did I get here by myself. A lot of you went to class with me. We've interacted in extracurriculars together, so you know what it took and where it began. So I want you all, when you reach this next stage in life, to remember to show humanity, show some authenticity, be genuine to one another. Tell people you love them when you feel it. Don't wait till they're gone to give them their flowers. Like, if you feel that inclining, say it right away. You don't have to feel ashamed. Just be kind, not only to yourself, but to each other. Be graceful. Breathe life into one another and to anyone that's around you. The only competition that you really have is yourself, because everyone is so unique. How can we ever compare ourselves to anyone else? There's only one Randy. There's only one you. So be kind to yourself. And you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable as well, for life begins outside of that comfort zone. And you don't have to move fast. I know everyone wants to get rich quick and get it real quick. You don't have to move fast, just move correctly. Just move correctly. And you are enough. You don't have to say too much. You are enough. So that was something I just wanted to say prior to getting into it, but we're about to get into it. So thank you, thank you. Thank you. So there are a few points that I do want to share with you. I like to keep things quite concise. I know they're going to be recording this, but I want you all to take notes, get interactive, and really pay attention. So I have three main things that I want to share with you, and I love acronyms, so I'm going to call this one FPF: Foundation, Protection, and Flight. Again, that's Foundation, Protection, Flight. Now, in order to acquire these three, I had to show, and you must show, gratitude, selflessness, humility, discernment, and ultimately having fun. Be grateful for what you have, the selflessness to give with no expectations, humility for what you don't have, discernment to act without judgment and gain a better understanding, and also the ability to have fun through all of it. So, FPF, Randy, what is it? Let's get it. So, focusing on the foundation. There's an awareness and pursuit of awareness one must have when crafting and building, which we are with ourselves. An awareness and humility to honestly ask ourselves, what are the weak points that can compromise this foundation? We start from the ground up. We're surrounded by instant gratification, and I was a victim of it as well starting off. What am I gonna do? I have friends who are making 80K, 90K, 150,000 right out of school. How am I gonna get to the money? How am I gonna get there? I'm not there, I didn't start there, I gotta compete, It's not about the surroundings, yet the internal characteristics that can handle our surroundings. You must ground yourself internally in order to execute externally. And not all homes are the same. You may have some cookie cutter homes that may look the same, they appear to be, but actually have a lot of differences. And same applies in life. Everyone sees what it appears to be, yet few experience what they really are. So in order to find that, you must look and reflect inward on what you want to accomplish and build from there, brick by brick. Cultivating your relationships. You must grow strong and mighty when there are days of pain and struggle where you may grow weary and feel like the world is against you. Breakthrough is peeping right around the corner. That's your pruning process. You must allow yourself to bear the fruit in which life has out for you. You think that the fruit grows before the tree, before the branch? No. All that overgrowth you might be thinking is good growth may just be what's blocking the sun from shining on your fruit, your blessing. Your light was not getting its reach. When you focus on the foundation, you permit yourself to go through and see what works and what doesn't, what's good for you and what may not be as good, which means you must be willing to go through every emotion. Words from the late Nipsey Hussle, you must go through every emotion in order to stand on what you're getting behind and what you believe in. There are no cutting corners because they'll cut you. Focus on the foundation. Can everybody say foundation? All right. Next is protection. Think of our most prized possessions. We tend to protect them. Homes have locks, have cameras and alarms. Our phones have passcodes. We keep our valuables on our safes and our locks and accounts with pins and passwords. But where is the protection on your peace? Where is the protection on your wellness? The protection on your energy? The protection on your goals and admirations? See, you set the foundation and you cultivate in order to strategize and organize your order of protection. Pests will be placed in your life along your journey to spoil the fruits that life has brought for you to bear. In other words, sometimes some people are just placed in your life to test your structure, just like that big bad wolf trying to blow your house of dreams down. But we must protect that. Not everyone gets to know the dream, the fine details. You have to have a level of discretion. Stop telling the right hand what the left hand's doing and go out and execute. Well, how do I know who to tell and who not to? Well, when you build that foundation, you know which bricks to be laid in the order in which they are. They build you up, and so will the people and experiences who are genuinely for you. Protect. Everyone say protection. Which leads me to my next point, taking flight. Now, our mascots are the Rockets, and you might find it corny when we go around campus saying, TOL, there it is, or whatever you might have it, but notice to be true. May your successes blast off like rockets. Let the impact you have leave trails that serve as the ground layer for your community and peers. Idris Sandu, the future of tech, innovation, and architecture, said, plan in decades, think in years, execute in months, but don't lose sight of being present in days. It's a marathon out there, graduates. The decisions you make presently have an effect futuristically. Don't be so caught up in the moment that you lose track of what's in store. Though tomorrow is not promised, there still is promise. Execute those goals you set aside for yourself in months. It may take years, but when you grind like there's no tomorrow, and that is not promised, you're proactive. Now you're further ahead than where you were in chasing your passion for you. Represent and put on for your calling too. Everyone was born unique and none the same. Represent. Always be a student. I was told once that the biggest room is the room for improvement. And I'm telling you this from experience, y'all. The sky is not the limit. I jump down from it. Nor the mountains and the clouds. I climb them. So shoot for the stars and aim for the moon and then hit your head on the sun. Foundation, protection, flight. And now as a closing, I would like to recite a poem that got me through the best of days. It's called See It Through by Edgar Albert Guest. When you're up against the trouble, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin and set your shoulders. Plant your feet and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fail, but you may conquer. See it through. Black may be the clouds about you, and your future may seem grim. But don't let your nerve desert you. Keep yourself in fighting trim. If the worst is bound to happen, in spite of all that you can do, running from it will not save you. See it through. Even hope may seem but futile when with troubles you're beset. But remember you are facing just what other men have met. You may fail but fall still fighting. Don't give up, whatever you do. Eyes front, head high to the finish. See it through. Thank you, I love y'all.
Thank you, Randy, for your inspirational speech and for sharing your insights with us. We are very fortunate to have you with us today in honor of our graduates. Please give Mr. Thomas another round of applause and thanks. I now call upon Dean Heidi Apple of the Jessup Scott Honors College.
62 of our undergraduate candidates have completed the requirements for fulfillment of their baccalaureate study through our Jessup Scott Honors College. They are wearing medallions attached to gold They are wearing medallions attached to gold ribbons to commemorate high academic achievement in the rigorous honors curriculum at the University of Toledo. Degree candidates who have earned the honors medallion from the Jessup Scott Honors College, please stand to be recognized. Please be seated. A number of our graduating candidates today are also wearing blue and gold twisted honors cords. These candidates are graduating baccalaureates with highest distinction, or summa cum laude. To qualify, these students had to earn a cumulative grade point average of 3.9 or higher for all college work. Will these candidates please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Candidates wearing blue cords are graduating baccalaureates with great distinction, or magna cum laude. To qualify, these students had to earn a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.6 for all college work. Will these candidates please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Candidates wearing gold cords are graduating baccalaureates with distinction, or cum laude. To qualify, These students had to earn a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.3 for all college work. Will these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Candidates wearing white cords are graduating associates with high scholarship. To qualify, these students had to earn a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.3 for all college work at the associate level. Will these candidates please stand to be recognized? Please join me in applause of acknowledgement for the high scholastic achievement of all of these students. At this time, we would like to recognize the cadets who have completed the Army ROTC program and will be commissioned officers on Friday, May 13th, and are graduating today. They are wearing black and gold cords. Would the new officers who are with us today please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. On behalf of the University of Toledo community and the Student Veterans of America, University of Toledo Chapter, it is my privilege and honor to recognize those graduates adorned with a red, white, and blue military honors cord. These courageous men and women have served or are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces. We thank you for your distinguished service and your sacrifices for our country. Please stand and be recognized.
Today, there are 1,840 candidates for baccalaureate degrees and 49 candidates for associate degrees. I now call upon Dean Ann Bayless, who will present the candidates from the John B. and Lillian E. Neff College of Business and Innovation.
Will all candidates for baccalaureate and associate degrees from the John B. and Lillian E. Neff College of Business and Innovation please rise? President Postal, as Dean of the John B. and Lillian E. Neff College of Business and Innovation, I am pleased to present the candidates for these degrees. Please join me in recognizing these candidates. Please be seated. I now call upon Associate Dean Rebecca Schneider to present the candidates from the Judith Herb College of Education.
Will all candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the Judith Herb College of Education please rise? Okay. President Postal, as Associate Dean of the Judith Herb College of Education, I am pleased to present these candidates for these degrees. Please join me in recognizing these candidates. Please be seated. I now call upon Dean Michael Toole to present the candidates from the College of Engineering.
Will all candidates for baccalaureate degrees from the College of Engineering please rise? President Postal, as Dean of the College of Engineering, I am pleased to present the candidates for these degrees. Please join me in recognizing these candidates. Please be seated. I now call upon Associate Dean Martha Sexton, who will present the candidates from the College of Nursing.
Will all candidates for the baccalaureate degrees from the College of Nursing please rise? President Postal, as Associate Dean of the College of Nursing, I am pleased to present the candidates for these degrees. Please join me in recognizing these candidates. Please be seated.
Would all of our degree candidates please rise? Everybody up. President Postal, I now have the pleasure of presenting to you the students who have completed all the requirements for baccalaureate and associate degrees.
Now, upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the state of Ohio and the trustees of the University of Toledo, I do confer upon all of these qualified candidates, including those in absentia, the degrees for which they have met the requirements. You are charged with the duties and responsibility of those degrees and granted the privileges and prerogatives appertaining thereto. At this time, all baccalaureate and associate graduates may move their tassels from the right front side of their mortarboards to the right side of the mortarboards in the back. The faculty and the Board of Trustees join me in extending congratulations to you and in noting the indivisible link between you and the University of Toledo. We are linked forever. Our good fortune is your good fortune. Your success fuels our tomorrow. Please join me in again recognizing these graduates. You may be seated. I would next like to introduce Mr. Alfred Baker, who serves as chair of the University of Toledo Board of Trustees, to provide some remarks.
On behalf of the University of Toledo Board of Trustees, I'd like to congratulate all the graduates here today for successfully earning your degree. Your journey today to this celebration required a lot of hard work and determination. You earned your degree through your time and energy in the classroom, and for many of you, also through internships and research opportunities. But we also hope that you had a little bit of fun along the way, being active in your student organizations, cheering for our Rockets, and making lifelong friends and connections with your mentors. As graduates of the University of Toledo, you are the leaders of tomorrow. We need your innovative approaches to solving problems, your determination to make a positive impact on your community, and your collaborative spirit. As you move forward, ready to tackle your next adventure, please know that all of us, the Board of Trustees, the administration, the faculty, the alumni, fellow students, and your neighbors in the Toledo community, we are all cheering for you and wishing you the very best. I sincerely hope that you are as proud of your accomplishments as we are. Thank you.
At this time, we invite the marshals to escort the graduates to receive congratulatory recognition. Graduates on my right, beginning with the College of Nursing, will come forward to the lower stage on my right, alternating with graduates on my left, beginning with the Judith Erb College of Education, who will come forward to the lower stage on my left.
College of Nursing. Veronica Lee Newberry. Anthony Jordan Jennings. Stephanie Lozano. Michael Franklin. Callie Nicole Reynolds. Tiffany Marie Sanders. Michaela Lynn Druschel. Jenna Renee Strabel. Alex Thomas Malberg. Catherine Elizabeth Perry. Melinda Limes. Sydney Sierra Biello. Katie Madeline Campo. Taylor Brianne Schneider. Samantha Noel Klink. Haley Elizabeth Nelson. Caroline June Kreitzfeld. Kylie Nicole Muter. Hannah Renee Roof. Sydney Renee Lease. Hannah Grace Barton-Slager. Jaden Katrina Bader. Sarah Gail Basinski. Michaela Jane Burks. Cordia Michelle Drogel. Scott Ross. Isra Noman Dar. Bailey Kathleen Walborn. Mel Jacoby. Juliana Maria Lozen. Megan Strickland. Amber Rachel Nash. Valerie Nicole Marquette. Abigail E. Wolf. Morgan Marie Schurer. Olivia Francis Dunn. Michael William Wonderly Jr. Megan Alexandra Gurrett. Jessica Lynn Middaugh. Sarah Logan Campbell. Riley Lynn Grindle. Caitlin Renee Fritz. Lillian Stitchler. Madeline Marie Suda. Alexandria Erickson Williams. Anastasia Isabel Munoz. Bailey Nicole Penchef. Rachel Ann Tago. Zachary Robert Sheets. Ryan E. Rixicker. Haley N. Bugay. Jennifer J. Weisner. Caitlin Jean Lindo. Alexandra Marie Roethlisberger. Ibrahim Diebert. Amanda Louise Webster. Gabrielle Lynn Jennings. Victoria Lynn Wagner. Emily Eisel. Caitlin Charville. Madeline K. Ellis. Jenna Christine McCollum. Madison Noel Osborne. Anna M. Mangan. Caitlin Marie Beck. Justin Joseph Thomas. Corey Scott Kaufman. Ashton Riley Castle. Nolan Ripley Freeman. Madison Neesett. Audrey Elizabeth Wimkin. Olivia Jo Egner. Abigail Lynn Cesari. Ashley Rose Armstrong. Sydney Marie Mazie. Taylor Marie Yoder. Madison Alyssa Cesena. Isabel Raven Short. Caitlin Hammer. Kimberly Elizabeth Lewis. Adrian Nicole Waring. Mindy Marie Sperry. Haley Andrews. Lindsay Christine Nissen. Madeline Grace Franz. Megan Rissmiller. Caitlin Marie Kanapke. Kara Nicole Gracer. Maria L. Staten. Ashlyn Taylor Monin. Anastasia Marie Harris. Casey Elizabeth Andrews. Sophia Wyzakowski. Peyton Mackenzie Pebbles Pope. Autumn Michelle Farmer. Lucas Robert Christ. Emma R. Stifler. Callahan Elizabeth Rogers. Anna Victoria Brown.
Thank you.
Reagan Alexandria Brandt.
Now, Victoria Hurley.
Danielle Marie Tungsi Till. Emily Louise Hudeman. Angel K. Quisenberry. Kendall Pearl Ross. Danae S. Ford. Sarah Elizabeth Hartley. Elizabeth Lee Trent. Alexis Kelly Hood. Autumn E. Thompson. Donovan Cornelius Isaac. Ellen Elizabeth St. Mary. Renee Therese Schrader. Catherine Dirksen. Lynn San. Kara Nicole Riley. Michelle Antoinette Polson. Amaya Smith. Jada Japri Leela Gwen. Zoe Faruja. Rachel Therese George. Daniel Pardo Hernandez. Nabi Crystal Ngwa. Tyler James Renninger. Emily Haberkamp. Esmahan J. Shaheen. Bailey Michelle Gerzinski. Elizabeth Lynn Wellman. Judith Herb College of Education. Colin J. Lambrix. Hannah Rose Bloom. Brianna Luisa Esposito. Madeline Claire Estep. Owen McKinley Gwynn. Cody Lee Sija. Sydney Grant. Ariana Marie Meisner. Victoria R. Aldana. Hayden Paul Heiser. Brendan Wyatt. Livia Rose Hine. Claire Judith Wallace. Nicholas Edward Crable. Jordan Renee Lee. Autumn Lynn Neeram. Cameo Kathleen Wilson. Anna Lynn Rothgar. Summer Elizabeth Wheaton Rodriguez. Shannon L. Sealer. Tatum Nicole Hewling. Alexandra Page Crow. Victoria Hagmeyer. Alyssa Renee Condon. Isaac Yoder. Hannah Lee Verdugo. Amaya Lachelle Cummins. Alexandra Jordan Reese. Hannah Morris. Jocelyn Marie Tangeman. Rachel Marie Mason. Sarah Jean DeWitt. Riley Faith Cornett. Mackenzie Lynn Krushka. Terry Imani Draper. Hannah Myers. Nicole Aaron Savastik. Antonio Adams. Allison Jane Noggle, Samantha Rose Horniak, Haley Ann Dorman, Hannah Rose Rowland, Julia May Hoyt, Grace Marie Paul, Sophia Marie Lopez, Emma Ryan Fetterman, Kirsten Grace Keene, Caitlin E. Skurlock, Emily K. Heidelman, Kristen N. Sharp, Andrew Joseph Tillman, Grace E. McNutt, Danielle Marie Johnson, Claire Brandt, Morgan Catherine McCune, Rachel E. Bruner, Sarah Ann Sintabin, Hannah Elizabeth Walters, Max Vina, Alexa Grace Dietrich, Bryn Elise Moran, Kayla Marie Sapula, Janet Frias, Tyler Norman Wolters, Noah Scott Riak, Hannah Ray Jeffers, Morgan Lynn Marcus, Avion Tamar Franklin Jr., College of Engineering, Hashim Mazari, Alex Edward Durant, Amanda Maria Joyner, Joshua M. Van Dyke, Jonathan M. Just, Christopher Lee McClanahan, Mason Alexander Holzkamp, Anna Rose Schaefer, Marie Frances Broadman, Gavin Christopher Schaefer, Andrew William Schellberger, Adriana Nora Lee Brewer, Carson Bradley Davis, Michael Zeitz, Joseph Michael Douglas, Lucas Michael Palumbo, James Edwin Granada, Tyler Westhoven, Mega M. Patel, Sanjana Ria Nath, Jason Scott Bruler, Michael Alexander Petrovsky, Nathan Jackson, Michelle Grove, James Albert Tebby, Cameron T. Lane, Elijah Grau, Adam Tyler Llewellyn, Frederick Elias David, Tessa Tomoski, Clayton Lloyd Dunn, Alan Thomas Mackey. Connor William Thomas. John Paul Carl Ruth. Lauren Grace Partington. Diana Lynn Podlicki. Elizabeth Irene Skoronsky. Kylie Marie Post. Sierra Lynn Jarrell. Anura M. Cond. Caitlin Page Fugate. Molly Jo Schultz. Lauren Elizabeth Hester. Bamika Sharma. Nicole Helok Kim. Noah Jacob Oakes. Chaitanya Rajesh Kohli. Juliana Nicole Duncan. Gayatri Kumar Plackett. Shruti Karthika Warrior. Kathar Alberhan. Ross Christian Hartenberg. Kevin Gregory Schaefer. Clayton Matthew Lenhart. Noah Brian Sampson. Nicholas Jacob Bradigam. Hallie B. Varwig. Zachary Joseph DeRoja. Lindsay Ann Forche. Anna Sophie Walker. Robert Joseph Heiselman III. Summer Marie Dries. Anna Michelle Smith. Sai Bhargav Ganga Vupala. Renee Elizabeth Blair. Aisha Danya Salman. Jake Evan Raby. Ibrahim Nabawi. Jacob Aaron Colley. Michael John Farrington. Benjamin Joseph Summers IV. Joseph Alexander Budrovich. Seraphim John Anadiotis. Austin Haberger. Benjamin Thomas Alsbach. Eric Van Fleet. Stephen Hintz. Logan Reed Dabney. Jonathan Allen Arn. Andre Paul Thomas. Benjamin Ogbana. DeAndre Malik Bird. Josena Danielle Varghese. Victoria Lorraine Janis. Samantha Hartnett. Jessica Bailey Swope. Timothy Smichek. Alexander Blaine Enders. Timothy Zielinski Jr. Hunter Matthew Kelly. Sophie Alper. Brittany Leanna Poth. Daniel Jacob Liska. Brandon Lang. Christian Mateo Diaz. Colin Tyler Heath. Daniel James Hoffman. Daniel Joseph DeVries. Atabang Phantom Etiendum. Dylan Martin McOwen. Nicholas John Coverly. Anthony John Pelican. Thomas Payne. Lucas Allen Carpenter. Trenton Stanley Schwartz. Joshua Nicholas Moskal. Matthew Killian Holt. Logan K. Simmons. Raylyn Ella Nyron. Christine Clapsaddle. Jenna Leanne Lieberger. Jeremy Everett Brinker. Braden C. Burns. Alisa Gabriela Patino. Eric Charles Chandler. Cole A. Woolmer. Hannah Lee Sponigal. Sened Rashid Altumeri. Saad Abdullah Abdulsari. Khalid Muteb B. Adanazi Maleh. Fahad Majed Al-Subai. Grant Joseph Rutledge. Corey Hill. Samar Amru.
Thank you.
Hannah John Masur. Matthew James Helminiak. Holly Ann Porter. Clayton George Schmidt. Curtis Bryce Stevens. Michael Ryan Flora. Olumide Raymond Eleko. Itanshu Dudeja. Rohit Sukanan Gangurdi.
Thank you.
Landon Thomas Shell. Adam Michael Federinko. Corey Walworth.
Thank you. That's confusing.
Nathan E. Lowenthal. Madeline Mercedes Moreno. Evan John Rayam. Alexander Thomas. Griffin Andrew Barkley. Drew Gregory Adams. Samuel A. Miller. Zachary Goodman. Stephen Michael Burning. Zachary Michael Tussing. Justin T. Siegler. Jerry Lucas David Freeman. Daniel Charles Chesney. Jared Brown. Joshua Hunter Chartel. Tyler James Gillespie. Abigail Lee Gaidash. Alexander John Lemkool. J. Harold Kaufman. Trevor Michael Siefker. Peyton John Class. Tyler Lewis Schrader. Nicholas William Klemput. Zachary Henry Balbow. Corey Donald Colson. Kenneth Richard Legrand. Macaulay Osenek. Ty Walter Papenhagen. Tyler William Seaman. Trevor Jarrett Springer. Jacob Joseph Tokar. Andrew Nowicki. Brian William Krieger. Stephanie Catherine Hill. Brendan R. Woodkowski. Jeremy Kristoff. Andrew Pickering. Joshua Donald Landell. Jacob Allen Rissmiller. Nicholas Christopher Duran. Dustin David Digby. Lucas Arthur Hall. Eloise Ann Philis. Alexander Stefan Baudet. Lucas Michael Eschenbrenner. Samuel Arthur Gossett.
Musa Cohn.
Arish Robert Hemming. Shane Patrick Feeney. Samuel Paul Drees. Jacob Michael Hammett. Jacob Ostrowski. Jacob Michael Stober. Eric Macy. Alexis A. York. Seth Joseph Bressman. Jarrett Daniel Kaselke. Isaac Rubin. Abhishek Pandey. Jabri Brashawn McGee. Cody Scott Osborne. Deontay Antoine Johnson. Mohammed Arbid Wabi. Yusuf Shaheen. Mohammed Yusuf Asari. Mohammed Juma Al-Hamadi. Nikesh Dital. JC Kathleen Dotson. Kyle Davis Moyer. Elson Dolliver. Jade Nguyen Tran. Victoria Jewel Martinez.
You have to come up.
Zara Akuli.
Jury Apkari. Is that red? Is your card red? Oh,
Haley Lorene Brogan.
oh, that's an easy one. Matthew Coulter.
Shan Yuxiang Chen. John Wilkinson. Maisa Adel Alala. Hussein Ali Elrez. Jackson Sengiyuva. Matthew Philip Shilaki.
Yusuf Mohammed Al-Khamis.
Malik Muhammad Shaheen. Musab Mansour Al-Mansur.
Sarah Mahart Tuka. Oh, gosh. Jess? Jonathan Jess? Okay. Jonathan Jesquire. Oh, my gosh. Man, gosh, what a name. So done?
Judith Herb College of Education. Zion Mekki Hoffman. Stefan McQueen. Kennedy Elaine Faye Jackson. Natalie E. Jenkins. Madison R. Spears. Olivia L. Seymour. Keely Marissa Hughes. John B. and Lillian E. Neff College of Business and Innovation. Jessica Josephina Ragland.
Blake Jackson.
Alexis K. Spanfelner. Braxton Baldwin. Austin Osmus. Nicole Catherine Isaacs. Brittany Michaela Walters Bardwell. Deborah Swarthout. Dominic Anthony Malinowski. Kayleanne Shreyri Lager. Dylan Joseph Blossom. Dominic Wiswell. Christian S. Briggs. James Robert Croninger. Jack Raymond Robuskevich. Jack Nicholas Kuvitsakis. Loretta Catherine Bates. Corinne Michelle Leonard. Addison Jacob Taylor. Morgan Julia McNeely. Mackenzie Ann Stansley. Ian Patrick Helt. Brady Patrick Williams. Nuraldeen J. Hamid. Jackson Jeffrey Gill. Nicholas David Staley. John Joseph Laparo. Travis B. Maley. Nathan Riley Hennessy. Mirvet Miro Tawil. Olivia K. Coggan. Mahala Pearl Raleigh. Catherine Fricassi. Laurie Ann Thomas Gall. Jaden Reese Evans. Andrew William Columbus Larson. Matthew Grayson Gillig. Seth Wesley Riggio. Andrew Salim Lama. Emily Ann Mitchell. Taylor Elizabeth Wood. Jessica Erin Myers. Jordan Rebecca Fannin. Carter John Sattler. Colin M. Bowser. Sarah Sammy Adya. Anna Maria Regis. Ashton Larry Charles Johnson. Taylor Ann Ockinger. Sydney C. Pennell. Sarah Elizabeth Cullen. Volkan Doğan Alamdar. Logan Carl Marshall. Zachary Thomas Ruin. Samuel Harrison McClure. Moise Diaka Mukenga Shai. Owen Patrick Bishop Pierce. Matthew Vladimir Pindoli. Vaibhav Mathur. Aaron Janae Allen. Hallie Elizabeth Floss. Aberi Chinicheram Ugwani Jr. Cornelius Eugene Lance Henderson Jr. Derek Daniels. Jalen Michael Alvin Howell. Andrew DeLon Hill.
Miles Chandler Miller.
Robert Eugene Faco III. Matthew John Ferguson. Jarrell Jalen Hall. Alec R. Kagi. Calvin Michael Sweeney II. Bryce Stephen Williams. Jake K. Reedy. Jacob Dennis Sobczyk. Paul Madden Searing. Cole Frederick Greiser. Benjamin Michael Simon. Parker John Trika. Garrett L. Duty. Hunter James Stepp. Ashton Bowman. Chad Richard Oswald. Michael Cooper Patterson. Trevor Aaron Cross. Jackson Walker Hart. Noah Matthew Coyle. Megan Marie Krasinski. Matthew Ian Moore. Madison Lee Bakke. Michael E. Lacey. Titus Julius Weaver. Courtney Simone Dallas Robinson. Ariana Reese. Kaylin Devine Willis. Omar Mahmood. Ty Alexander Johnson. Keaton Oler. Caleb Joseph France. Kyle Joseph Williams. Bryson Wayne Yeary. Joshua James Sedlar. Madison Martin. Katie Michelle Blazik. Emily Rose Stuhler. Bafar Al-Hassan. Mustafa Mohammed Al-Ismoil. Mohammed Abdul Wahed Al-Farai. Hassan Abdul Jalil H. Al-Zahir. Dominic Christopher Edwards. James Paul Chaput II. Jason Thomas Dries. Tate Gregory Testa. Sam Ray Fields. Benjamin James Harvey. Michael Joseph Keller. Jason J. Miller. Allison Vogel. Kyle Edward Moore. Megan Verhoff. Rachel Jordy Fleming. Zakaria Ibn Yehia Awada. Hanvi Sharma. Sanat Sachin Wag. Hoi Tuan Ho. Alana Janelle Young. Charles Hunter Post. Coy A. Bacon. Zachary Scott Myers. Jonathan Victor Yunker. Nicholas James Rivnak. Hannah Marie Stratton. Imani Alexa Danielle Long. Peyton Blaine Beechler. Ivana Vale Boysell. Madeline Morris. Stephanie Noel Wilson. Isaac M. Gudelman. Louis Poliski. Bryn Elise Reddick. Peyton Grady. Michaela Marie Doyle. Octavia Griffin. April Rose Hawker. Laura Michelle Kozlowski. Catherine Gertrude Chuhai, Alexandra Marie Burton, Lindsay Taylor Huss, Zachary Kinney, Zachary Lindrup, Olivia Irina Reeves, David Noble DiProspero, Joel Curtis Jones Jr., Jacob Van der Ems, Trevin Malik Keith, Mortada Hidusi, Emily Elizabeth Ruzek, Isabella Lirio Escobar, Carly Phillips, Zachary Jackie Wickham, Jacob Todd Poster, Danya P. Esterson, Thomas Patrick Waldron Jr., Ryan Michael Lahr, Marek Trey Spees, Jordan Mallet, Caleb Daniel Roth, Michael Joseph Breaker, Noah Daniel Hagedorn, Natalie Grace Siak, Paige Kaylee Johnson, James Roland Huss, Trevor Alexander Perry, Peyton Elizabeth Sullivan, Leah Rose Van Camp, Garrett Lee Chaika, Tanya Sofia Lopez Salas, Alyssa Rhiannon Clegg, Cole Allen Edgar, Jenna Lee Biddix, Curtis Nicholas, Nicholas Craig Lucarelli, Kennedy Marie Williams, Maxwell David Carell, Noah Grisey, Jack P. Whitley, Josiah Howard Graham Luke, Kyle Carter Link, Soraya Flynn, Jared Ian McCoy, Nathan Gerald Bauer, Omekasum Tohadali Lokandwala, Harshika Nashin, Bryce Sutter, Fatima Mohammed Al-Habib, Calixto Cruz Mondragon, Deanna Elizabeth Solis, Arista Rihanna Waiton, Caitlin Dravis, Giovanni Ferrucchio Baiocco, Stephen T. Licht, Gina Frey, Allie Marie Mavis, Carissa Jordan Benson, Nicholas Easter, Jessup Hall, Gabe Nicholas Wheeler, Hannah Lee Abbott, Alyssa Elizabeth Nye, Anya Nicole Younger, Nikki Ray Weaver, Bassam Nazar Elias, Erica Lynn Ruther, Zachary Ross Lewandowski, Emily Denise McDonald, Sydney K. Canfeld, Ashley Jeffries, Rebecca Marie Ball, Jessica Nicole Davies, Hannah Nicole Jerolim, Anna Maria Brubaker, Connor James Raisky, Ashley Sarmiento, Dejan Triplett, Tanner J. Delk, Alexander Allen Kilker, Logan Anthony Shane, Jacob James DeAlton, Bryson Chandler Terrell Lammers, Lucy Fouget Fett, Hina Tucker, Ramon Perez Hales, Harrison Thomas Shutley, Dylan M. Weasel, Nathan Patrick Chapius, Noah Patrick Edwards, Michael James Halka, Sahil Kumar Chetan Kumar Patel, Ruchi Gole, Shraddha Rishikesh Kurav, Yashane Deepak Kewal Ramani, Kailash Diwakar Sawant, Shanak Singh, Avril Ash, Kong Yu Yang, Racy Lee, Umesh Kumar, Jandero Joseph Northington, Aliaskar Limdewala, Aryan Karambale, Utkarsh Satik Singh, Rachel Harrigan, Li Jing Chua, Amani Mohammed Al Ghafli, Tahani Kamis A. Al Kulaif, Shahad Ahmed Al Shahab, Hector Enriquez,
I would now like to invite Mr. Peter Davis, Vice President of the University of Toledo Alumni Association, to welcome members of our graduating class to the distinguished ranks of our alumni body.
President Postal, trustees, honored and distinguished guests, faculty, staff members, family and friends, and graduates. For over 100 years, the Alumni Association has been engaging our fellow alumni across the country abroad. helping to strengthen affinity and the connection with our alma mater and each other. As the university celebrates its 150th anniversary this year, I am honored and represent over 168,000 alumni, including 21 colleges and special interest affiliates and 27 alumni chapters worldwide. On behalf of the University of Toledo Alumni Association, I would like to add our congratulations and warmest of wishes to every graduate here today and welcome you into our very proud and global alumni family. So alumni membership offers many benefits as your relationship with U Toledo takes on a new beginning. To help you remain engaged and connected to U Toledo and other alums, we are providing you with a complimentary membership to the U Toledo Alumni Association for 5 years. We hope you take advantage of the opportunities to connect with an alumni chapter near you and return to campus for homecoming and other campus events. We also encourage you to connect virtually and share career updates and experiences or memories to U Toledo online or via social media. Engaging in the Alumni Association can enrich your life with connections for many years to come. There are U Toledo alumni located throughout the world, and your Alumni Association can help you find them. We look forward to providing you the opportunities that will strengthen your relationship with the University of Toledo and our forever growing alumni community. Your membership in the U Toledo Alumni Association begins now. Welcome.
Congratulations, graduates. Today you join more than 168,000 individuals worldwide who are proud alumni of the University of Toledo. They are making a difference in their communities across the United States and abroad as business leaders, teachers, engineers, artists, physicians, attorneys, pharmacists, environmentalists, nurses, astronomers, and scientists. As you start this next chapter in your life, I urge you to use what you have learned at the University of Toledo to benefit your communities. And I ask each of you to show your Rocket pride wherever you go. You will always be an important part of Rocket Nation and our best ambassadors for the life-changing impact a U Toledo education can have for our graduates. At this time, I would like to take a moment to recognize all of the special people in your support systems, whether they are your parents and friends, a spouse or partner, children, siblings, or grandparents. Over the past few years, they have played an important role as your personal fan club. To all of the individuals who have supported you, I want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out to your graduate to offer advice, to cheer them on when times were the most difficult, for listening when they needed encouragement, for boosting their confidence when they doubted themselves, and for laughing with them to lighten their spirits. Graduates, please join me again in giving a hearty round of applause to thank these family members, friends, and loved ones. Additionally, I want to say thank you to the many U Toledo staff members who worked to plan this commencement ceremony. Let's give a round of applause to everyone who helped make this possible. And now, finally, the moment our graduates have waited for long enough, worked so hard to achieve, and what all of today's pageantry has been leading up to. to properly recognize the achievements of each and every one of our new University of Toledo graduates. I'm going to ask our audience to join me now in giving one final, really loud, over-the-top, foot-stomping ovation. Let's hear it. Congratulations. Thank you. As we conclude today's ceremonies, we'll now ask all graduates and alumni to rise for the alma mater. Those in academic regalia, please remain standing for the recessional. All others are asked to take their seats after the alma mater, and please remain seated until the graduates have exited. Thank you.
Thank you.